So, guys. Hello guys, welcome back to a new flight and stream. Here today we're gonna do a little bit more special flight as usual, than usual. We're not doing like an A to B flight today with passengers. Today we're gonna do a little bit of training on the A319, a little bit of landing and takeoff training. On the Fenix A319, I decided to do that because you noticed probably in my flights that with the A319 here with Fenix, but also actually with the P3Dv5 FSLabs, I always used to do hard landings with the A319s. And so I want to train a little bit the landings with the A319s to improve the landings a bit. But at the same time as well, I have finally some rudder pellets from Trustmasters, which just today arrived. So we're gonna train also to use rudder, since I never used rudder pellets, to be honest. Even though I fly like since now 18 years of flight simulation, I never had rudder pellets. So this is also new. I'm gonna get used to the rudder pellets as well on this flight. And so, yeah. I created a flight plan for our test flight. We are here in Leipzig in East Germany. And we are gonna probably do 3 landings. So we're gonna take off, land again, taxi to the back of the runway and take off again 3 times. I calculated that we need around 6.8 tons of fuel for all these flights. So we have a takeoff weight of 58. Let me just show you the flight plan. So like I said, we're gonna do a test flight. Our call sign will be here just 1000 on the flight number as well. Call sign is like test 1000. We have a takeoff weight I've calculated with 58 tons. Like I said, we don't have passengers today, but I put so much cargo weight into the aircraft, so we're gonna simulate like a weight plane with passengers. And block fuel I've calculated for the 3 times landing and takeoff around 6.8 tons, which should be enough. And yeah, we're taking off here runway 26 right here probably in Leipzig, and then we're gonna land again, of course, 26 right, and again backtrack on the taxiway and take off again, and so on. And yeah. The block time, of course, is for 1 takeoff and landing, but actually it could be like almost a 3 landings. But the block time is not valid since we SimBrief doesn't know that we're gonna do takeoff and landing for 3 times, you know. And yeah, back cargo. I told you we're gonna have some extra weight to simulate passenger weight, but of course no 0 passengers. It would be not realistic to have like passengers in a training flight. So I loaded some simulated weight into the aircraft, so we're simulating around the passenger weight, you know. So fuel weight is around 51. Yeah, this is our route, just around Leipzig. And yeah, I would say let's start up the plane. We actually are cold and dark here in Leipzig. So GPU is connected. First, let's get the batteries on. Let's align the RERS to NUF. And I think it's time to set up here our flight plan. So I calculate for our test flight 15 of cost index, cruising altitude 5,000 feet. Let me check the weather here in Leipzig. Wind is coming from northwest, 9 knots, so we have even actually some crosswind component, which is also nice training for our rudder pilots. So you can see our route here. We're not gonna select any sit. We're gonna go straight ahead to the waypoint here. Oh, that was not correct. Ah, shit, now the route is gone. Okay, let me set it manually again. Delta Papa 422. And Delta Papa 549er. And then setting our ILS. But why it says plan block fuel 9.5? Okay, that must be correct, I guess. So if you wait, it's already set automatically. 48.7 and zero fuel CG. 29.6 and block fuel 6.8, as we have calculated for the 3 times landing and takeoff. And 0 passengers, of course. So we're gonna take off with the packs on. Anti-ice is not required. And we're gonna take off here. Yeah, well, let's take off here from Alpha 8. Alright. Let me also check in the shop if we have like noise abatement rules here on Leipzig. One moment, guys, just checking something. Okay, so we have calculated V-speeds 147, 147, 141, transition altitude 5000, and flaps 1 up 0.7, flex temperature 68 degrees. Thrust reduction acceleration, we're gonna set it to 3000 actually. One moment, let me check the altitude. Okay, the altitude of the airport 470. So we're gonna set it to 3040, 3500 for both. For the thrust reduction and acceleration. Alright, that is set as well. Ground temperature here on Leipzig, 11 degrees. Oops. And let's do the briefing, guys. So we are stand 308, we're gonna push back here onto our apron, Foxtrot, taxi via Alpha 4, and then we will taxi here via Alpha 4 right on Charlie, and then we're gonna taxi here to runway 26 right, we're gonna take off with the full length available with 3600 meters. Takeoff will be flaps 1, pitch from 0.7, flex temperature 68 degrees, V-speed 147, 157, 141, and thrust reduction 3500, and acceleration 3500 as well. And PEX will be on, anti-ice will be off. Then we will take off, runway heading. Until the waypoint Mokul, and then we make a right turn. Probably we're gonna make also manual right turn with heading mode. But first we're gonna take off runway heading until Mokul. And after that we're gonna make a right turn again to Delta Papa 422, right turn again. So we're getting onto the downwind of the runway, and then we're gonna set for an approach again for the LS26 right. We're gonna land full stop, gonna taxi back to the runway and make it same again. We need to recalculate tech performance, check the brake temperatures and everything. Moin Moin, Radio Check, wie geht's dir? Nee, ich mach kein ATPL. Schön wär's. Und du? Oh, why the hell the thrust lever is engine master is on? Okay, let's start the EPU, guys. Ja, das liegt aber eher daran, dass ich einfach schon Flugsimulationen jetzt 18 Jahre mache, von daher. Aber nee, ich bin kein echter Pilot. Ah, cool. Welche Airline möchtest du denn später dann fliegen? Ja, ich kann leider mit höchster Wahrscheinlichkeit keine ATPL machen, weil ich leider aufgrund von medizinischen Background ich leider wahrscheinlich nicht das Medical bestehen würde. Leider. Aufgrund von medizinischen privaten Sachen bei mir. Alright, APO started.
Captain, we are ready for push test.
Okay, rudder pedals working also fine. My physical rudder pedals. Ja. Ja, ist aber natürlich trotzdem eine große Hürde, weißt du, ne? Also ATPL ist auch extrem teuer. Und ist halt wirklich die Frage, ob man dann... Naja, ich weiß es nicht. Aber ja, ich werde es vielleicht mal angucken. Danke dir. Und welche Airline möchtest du fliegen, wenn du deine ATPL hast? Hast du schon eine Airline im Kopf?
Looking gear.
Ja, Lufthansa Group, da kann man wirklich nichts falsch machen, da hast du recht. Und mit Base in Wien, ja, dann wahrscheinlich Austrian, ne? Ja, genau. Dann nehme ich mal an, du kommst auch aus Österreich, ne? Deswegen auch Servus. Danke dir, danke dir. Dir einen schönen Tag. Danke fürs Vorbeischauen. Und viel Erfolg bei der ATPL natürlich. Dann Servus nach Wien.
Release parking brake.
Okay guys, preparation checklist. Given the covers on roof your quantity. We have calculated for our 3 times landing and takeoff 6.8 tons of fuel is correctly loaded. Takeoff... Yeah, wait. Seatbelt signs are set on air set is to enough. Barrel fence set QNH 1020 both sides. Before start checklist, parking brake is set. And we have TO speeds and thrust. We have set and checked 137, 137, 141, flex 60. And windows closed, beacon lights on. Checklist completed.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Ja, das stimmt schon. Also wenn du bei der Lufthansa Group das machst, dann wirst du wahrscheinlich in Raten später zurückzahlen. Ne? Es gibt ja die Option dort, soweit ich weiß, ne? Dass du das dann während du fliegst bei der Airline, das vom Gehalt abgezogen wird, oder nicht? So, starting engine number 1. Yeah, the cabin announcements are of course not realistic now since we're on a training flight. Just ignore the cabin announcements. We have 0 passengers on board. Can I set them off? So, engine 1 stabilized, starting. Engine number 2.
Set parking brake. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Engine 2 stability. So, flight control check. Full down. Full up.
Unlocking gear.
Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Now we're checking our first time the new rudders. Full right. Full left. And neutral.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Pitch trim 0.7 up. I guess the signal was received already. Okay. After start check with NTI is not correct, even status check, pitch trim set 0.7 up. And rudder trim is set neutral. Check is completed, guys. Ah, AP on AP bleed. Oopsie. So we're gonna taxi as we have briefed. So for the taxi I will use tiller, not the rudders. Only for like being straight on the taxi line I maybe use rudder to correct a little bit the fine tuning to stay on the taxiway. But for like bigger turns I'm gonna use now the tiller. Let me check the braking, since we can brake now like really fine and not like so strong with the like a button. Yeah, it works really nice. Okay, brake check. Pedal pressed, pressure 0. Hello, Golden Aviation, welcome aboard, mate. Yes, finally. After like 18 years of flight simulation, I still didn't have rudder pellets. even if you fly realistically. It's not like really expensive one. It's like the Trustmasters TRFP or something. But we're working really good. We have braking, we have rudder, everything, so. And what I really like is also that you can brake now like really fine, you know, no, like one button where you brake really hard. Now you can brake like really, you know what I mean, like really fine feeling. For example, I brake right now, and you can see that the camera is not going crazy. But I need to get used to it. So it's good that we're doing this training flight, because sometimes I exchange also left and right and stuff. Since, like I said, I never used rudder pilots, even with 18 years of flight simulation experience. So it's a little bit confusing sometimes still in the start. But it's good that we're doing this training flight. But we're also doing this training flight for the A319 to get a bit better landing with the A319 as well. Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, they're actually really smooth. I think you can even change like the sensitivity, like how strong with how stiff they are. There's like a tool where you can change it. Yeah, definitely. Feels so much better, the toe braking. And for normal taxi I use the tiller. But if you want to like fine adjust to stay on the taxiway, you can use really nicely the rudders. Ah shit, I just used, because I'm used to it, the button for braking and not my pedals. What the heck? I'm not used to it. Alright, let's see if I can brake here right to the line. Fine. Nice. I think that there may be downs the... I like how smooth I think that maybe the downside of TRFP, I believe they cannot be adjusted in terms of tension. I don't know, there's like a tool which you get, and I think you can change it. I will check it out after the stream. Right now I'm just using them default. Also, the good thing for our flight today here in Leipzig, we have some crosswind. So let me get the cam on for you guys. Okay, how expensive was your Cytex one? So guys, we are not connected to Flightsim for this test, so we don't have any traffic, no ETs, no AI traffic as well, so we can just line up here. Text to checklist, flight controls were checked, flight setting config 1 plus F array predictive and shares on engine mode selector is set normal, ECA Mimo. Takeoff no blue. Oh, 110 is also not bad. I bought the Trustmasters one now for, I think, 80 or 90. Alright guys, as we have briefed, we're gonna go straight ahead onto Mokul runway heading. Up to 5,000 feet. And we have, like I said, thrust reduction 3,500 and electrification 3,500. And takeoff, guys. So, Manflex 68 degrees, SRS running out of first blue. Lost the wrong direction. Whoops. We run, rotate. For this climb, yeah, enough. So, up to 3,500. Then we have thrust reduction and acceleration. Okay, lever climb. First climb, all blue. And acceleration, we're gonna nose down. And autopilot 1 on. I actually got them on sale. I think it was like 110 euros. Okay, I guess they went down in price. I remember TRFP used to be around 102, 120. Yeah, I don't know. On Amazon I get it for 80. Maybe it was reduced. Oh, okay, interesting. So flight factor, flaps up, speed check. Flight factor had only the 777-200. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. I just remember they had actually just the 200. Yeah, really interesting. But a flight factor is still quite expensive, huh? Yeah, guys, what is also really important with our test flight, we're not gonna do touch and goes. We're gonna do like full stop landings, go back to the end of the runway and take off again. We need to recalculate takeoff performance. As well, we need to check the brake temperatures. Yeah. We have a brake fan. Oh no, we don't have a brake fan. No, yes, we have a brake fan on board. But if it's really getting too hot, we can also just let the gear open and cool down the gear while flying the next round. But what's so epic is that if you already have the Trusht 200 ER base model, you pay only $30 for the 300 extension, or you pay $89 if you want the 300 alone. Well, yeah, but it's not a very bad offer, I guess. But to be honest, it's quite similar to PMG, or if you were pay you the full. No, I think there were also some upgrade prices. Yeah, but I think when you had already, for example, the 200 and PMG, and there was the 300 coming out, you needed to pay only upgrade price, as far as I remember. Also, if you have already 200 or 300. Oh, that's what you mean. I mean, I have already the 300 and the 200, so yeah. Do you have the PMG in MFS2020? I have actually the 777 from PMG, even in P3D and FSX Slider. And yes, I needed to pay for the MFS2020 version for upgrade. Okay, then it's of course for you, of course, who have to get the flight factor if you're flying an X-plane, as we know. And the flight factor 777 anyway, as I saw, is a little bit more complex than the pre-image 777. I guess you can confirm, right? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, but like I said, I have already PNG all variants, so yeah. For me, I don't know if it makes sense to buy again for, you know, 150 again from Flight Factor. But for someone who didn't have the PNG and has X-plane, I think it makes more sense to go for the Flight Factor, since as I saw it's more complex as the PNG. If someone wants a full 777 experience. Local laser captured. Yeah, you're right. Currently, I'm not flying much X-plane. I should really just look into X-plane again. What's always taking me away to start X-plane again is like to set up everything, you know. Sometimes a bit exhausting. Oh, that's nice. Which giveaway was it? That's really cool, actually. Hey, it's the music. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard our Aviation test flight. Looks really cool with the clouds here. Ah, wait. I did a mistake here. Whoops. I forgot to go down to 3000. We are at 5000 and LS height here is with the glide sub at 3000. Okay, we need to go around again here. Not particularly the baby bus. The baby bus is still the A318, which is unfortunately not available on Fenix or FSLabs. Well, it was more of a competition on Flight Factor official. Yeah, really nice. It's really cool actually that you won it, to be honest. I calculated enough fuel, so this should be not our problem. For our test flight, and of course I also watch out if you're not getting overweight for landing for our test flights. I put some cargo inside, but no passengers. But a lot of cargo to simulate a little bit the weight of a plane which is like heavier, similar to someone which is like with passengers and yeah, remaining fuel after a normal flight. Lock star. But yeah, I would say the flight factor is in more depth compared to PMDG. Yeah, I would say so as well. I saw some videos and some pictures. The 777 from flight factor looked really complex. A little more complex as PMDG. And I guess combined with the good physics and explain it makes probably a lot of fun to fly this plane. The colors of the flight deck also seem more natural. Yeah, you said last time I think already when we flew this 777. So we're gonna try to add 5 knots to the web. Let's see how can I land and make my flying with the AV19 better. Flaps 3 speed. I saw this is the first time landing with the new rudder pedals. Flaps 2, flaps 4 is pitch. Like I said, we're not gonna do touch and go. We have calculated for full stop landing and then going back to the end of the running and take off again. Like I said, we need to check and calculate the takeoff speeds again and also check for the brake temperatures. The couple checks are also pinned better, but definitely lacking a bit in the exterior cam. Yeah, this is unfortunately a general problem in explaining that the plane is often not so detailed in terms of the outside model around the wings and the cabin. Okay, autopilot off. I'm going my foot onto the rudder pedals. Yeah, that is true. But I like always also to fly in the cabin and passenger view because, I don't know, it's like, it's connect with the experience which you have if you fly in real life as a passenger, you know, as well. So land.
Minimum.
Continue. Continue.
Retard.
Okay, 150 feet per minute was this. Not bad. The problem is that I just saw it has a big slope, the Leipzig airport here in MFS2020, which is influencing the... Oh god, I really need to get used to the rudder pedals. It's like so much multitasking if you never had rudder pedals. braking at the same time. Alright, see you later, mate. Thank you. Okay guys, we need to recalculate the takeoff performance now. Through 19 minutes 52. Okay, that is of course the problem that if you do full stop landing, it's gonna delete your zero fuel weight and zero fuel situation which you have set. Okay, we're gonna just check the live data from Fenix 48.6. I think in real life, if you do like a takeoff landing training off, I think we're not doing a full stop landing, we're just doing like touch and go. But like I said, just since I wanted to test also rudder pulse and not only the A319 landing, and I thought we're gonna do full stop landings and then take off again. So let's set up with everything back here for takeoff. Brake temperature is okay, 90 degrees. And yeah, like I said, the landing rate was 154 feet per minute with 1.06 G. Yeah, takeoff the same. We will take off with PAX off, PAX on, anti-ice off, flaps 1. And this time we have calculated 136, 146, 140 for the V speeds. for the second takeoff. Let me check if the QNH has changed. Actually, also we need to set the route again, since we landed full stop. I'll forget about that as well. I think in real life, if you do a test like this, we really just do touch and go. I think we're gonna do a next landing and takeoffs also with touch and go, not like full stop landing, and just end again a full stop landing. Take off, guys. And flex 68 degrees, SS 1 auto first blue. Let's climb. Go. Yeah, like I said, up to 3,500 or acceleration height, and also thrust reduction 3,500. We're gonna climb runway heading. Okay, we're gonna do it manually. Since we don't have a route now, he's saying already to go lever climb. First time climb, out, blue. No acceleration. Autopilot on. Heading select 263, 5000 feet. Altitude select. Okay, we're gonna initiate our right turn. Flaps up, speed. Yeah, the wind has changed a bit and also the QNH temperature. So we're going back down to 3000 feet. This time we're not gonna do full stop landing, we're gonna do touch and go. So we're gonna touch down, also with nose front, and then full power toga takeoff. And then, yeah, going up, checking flaps, set flaps, and up to 5,000 feet run on heading.
2,500.
Flips one. So, lock star. So, glide subs alive. Flaps 2. Speed check. And flaps 3. Switch. And flaps 4. Switch. So, getting my rudder parts ready. And we're gonna disconnect the autopilot. My plane, guys.
1,000. 500.
A bit too high. A bit too high.
Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. Retard.
Go around. Set flaps. Man, I'm getting really confused still with the rudders to left and right. It's really crazy. Gear up. So let me see how much feet per minute it was. That was 100. Ah, again 153 minutes feet per minute. Exact the same we had before. The same landing rate. Flaps up, speed checked. I just actually did also the mistake that I put it to flaps 1 back and not to flaps 2, and we had no flaps open, we had only the slats open at the touch and go. You can see I'm really rarely doing like touch and go training. So we're gonna do another touch and go, this time with the correct flap setting, and then we're gonna land full stop. Alright, let's check the fuel. Still very good. Let's calculate it. So we're gonna shortcut this method approach here.
$2,500.
Actually, since we're doing we are doing touch and go on auto brakes. So yeah, we're doing our second touch and go now, which is what is really important this time. We're putting flaps on ground back to 2, position 2, and then for toga. So the localizer should normally capture any moment. Lock star. Flaps 2. 3. Speed is checked. And flaps 4. Speed checked. I'm getting my foot onto the rudder pedals again. I'll pull off my plan. Moin Moin, Lukas, willkommen an Bord. Ja, danke dir. Wir machen aber jetzt ein Touch and Go tatsächlich. Wir machen gerade ein bisschen Landing-Training. Das heißt, wir werden jetzt nicht landen, sondern gleich ein Touch and Go machen. Ich habe neue Rudderpedale deswegen, unter anderem, und auch weil wir die A319 ein bisschen versuchen besser zu landen, weil der A319 nicht immer so harte Landung gemacht hat in der Vergangenheit.
100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
Retard. Return.
Wrong direction, rudder pedals. Okay, flaps to toga. Let's longer. Open climb. Autopilot on. And we're gonna go missile approach again. Next waypoint, Golf Oscar Tango 40. Flaps 1 speed. Danke dir, Lukas. Ja, wie gesagt, ein bisschen Landetraining hier gerade, Digi. Und wie gesagt, ich habe so Ruderpedale. Ich kann es auch gerne mal zeigen zu den Leuten. Das ist mal Ruderpedale. Flaps up. Speed check. Aber ich habe weiterhin das Problem, dass ich, ja genau, habe ich neu gekauft, sind heute angekommen. Das Ding ist, du weißt ja, ich fliege ja schon seit 18 Jahren Flugsimulation, auch relativ realistisch und professionell sozusagen für Flugsimulation. Und ich habe trotzdem seit 18 Jahren kein einziges Mal Ruderpedale gehabt. Das war eigentlich ein Must-Have. Und das Ding ist, ich merke gerade, wie ungewohnt das ist, mit Ruderpedale zu fliegen. Also absolut ungewohnt. Ich verwechsel dauernd auch auf links und rechts und so weiter am Boden und so. Da muss man sich erstmal dran gewöhnen, dass man jetzt Ruderpedale hat und nicht das Flugzeug das Ruder mit dem Joystick steuert, weißt du? Am Boden zum Beispiel. Auf der Landebahn. Zudem kannst du mit den Ruderpedalen auch bremsen. Das ist ja beides. Du hast das Ruder links, rechts und du hast halt die Bremse. Du kannst richtig fein justieren die Bremse, indem du das nach vorne drückst. So we're gonna shortcut again. Always approach. And this time, guys, we're gonna do a full stop landing. Let me check the fuel. We have 4.4 tons on board. It's still good. Ja, Mann. Auf jeden Fall. Vorher habe ich halt gebremst, indem man einen Knopf gedrückt hat, weißt du? Aber wenn du Bremsen sind ja normalerweise in echt auch mit dem Ruderpedalen. Indem ich zeig dir das mal, wenn ich jetzt drücke mit einem echten physischen Pedal, siehst du das? Wie ich die runterdrücke, das ist die Bremse. Halt, umso stärker du drückst, umso stärker bremst das Flugzeug halt, die Räder. Und vorher habe ich halt einen Knopf dafür verwendet, aber der Knopf macht halt sofort so volle Bremse, weißt du? Wenn ich jetzt den Knopf drücke, dann kommt ja sofort die volle Bremse. Aber trotzdem habe ich auch immer noch einen Tiller, wie in echt. Und zwar, dass man halt das Flugzeug am Boden links-rechts-Kurven mit dem Tiller steuert, wie du siehst. Also ich habe hier 3 Joysticks sozusagen auf meinem Schreibtisch, wie du sehen kannst. Ja, noch realistischer auf jeden Fall als vorher, ne? Okay guys, let's go back down to 3000 feet. And let's set the approach starter again. I think the approach starter is still up to date. Let me check the meter. QNH 1021 still the same. Wind 320 at 8 knots, 11 degrees, still the same. The barrel is still set 648. Also let's check out how hard was the landing, or how soft the third touchdown. So 123, or quite better actually. So we had 154, 153 and 123 feet per minute. Wir werden jetzt eine Full-Stop-Landing machen. Wir hatten vorhin schon 2 Go-Rounds, ein Full-Stop-Landing und dann wieder Takeoff, dann 2 Go-Rounds und jetzt machen wir die Full-Stop-Landing. Wir haben jetzt noch 4,4 Tonnen an Treibstoff an Bord. Ich habe 9,4 Tonnen, glaube ich, berechnet für den ganzen Testflug. So, auto braking slow. Danke, danke. Alles klar. So, localizer. Whoops. Accidentally pressed it. So localizer should capture any moment. Flaps 1, speed is checked. Localizer captured, lock star. Approach mode on. So, glide slope is captured. Get on. Let's let the web speed at 130 still. Flaps 2, switch. Flaps 3, switch check. So one mistake I'm still doing with the new rudder pellets is that I'm still not used to it, and I do often the opposite direction. So if I want to go right, I accidentally press the wrong direction on the rudder pellets physically, since I'm not used to have the rudder pellets. Hopefully this time we're gonna make it correctly. So flaps 4, anchor roll altitude 5000, but we're gonna do full stop landing,
1,000.
just in case we accidentally need to go around. Autopilot off, and my plane.
Above.
Danke dir.
Minimum.
Continue. A bit high.
100. 50. 30. 20. Retard. 10.
And again I make a mistake, I go in the wrong direction with the rudder pellets. Okay, manual braking. Okay, we're gonna go next exit then. But actually it was a quite smooth landing, I think. Ja, ich schreibe dir später, ne, Lukas? Alright, let's clean up. Let me check the landing rate for the last landing. Oh, this was actually butter landing. So we have now, the first line was 154, then 153 feet per minute, and then 123, and now we had 97 feet per minute. So, and now we're gonna check my braking performance of the rudder pellets, the fine braking here for the parking position. That was a bit too much. Nice. So, AP running. And shortly we're gonna debrief. We're gonna brief what went good, what went not so good. Shortly we're gonna do that. No, not the boarding. We have no passengers. The total block time was 1 hour 24 for our training, by the way. So, welcome back to Leipzig on our stand 308. So we're gonna debrief now. First of all, I'll show you the flight path here on the which we flew on Volanta. One moment. So you can see nicely our flight path from our training today. And yeah, the feet per minute, the landing rates, you can see we did 4 landings, 2 touch and goes and 3 full stop landings. I think the first one was this one with 154 feet per minute with 1.06 G, the second one 153 feet per minute with 1.1 G. The second landing was actually one with 123 feet per minute and 1.08 G. And the fourth landing was to 97 feet per minute with 1.06 G. So the problem I noticed is that I'm really not used to have rudder pedals, since I never had rudder pedals even with 18 years of flight sim experience. It's really unusual for me, and I make the mistake that I often exchange the direction. If I want to go to the right, I press the wrong direction on the rudder pedals, that I'm going left, for example. This is a problem which I need to get used to. And also braking at the same time, it's really strange. You're not used to it, and it's like a little bit like multitasking going a little crazy. So this is what I need to get used. In terms of landing AV19 training, I think it was quite good actually. We had really good landing rates here. It was nothing like really hard landing. And it helped also a little bit to like add the web speed, increase the web speed by 5 knots or something on the AV19. Seems like. Yeah. As well, one mistake I did is also the go around. Since I'm not really often doing go arounds, training flights here on my channel and also in general, I did the mistake. I put the flaps back to 1 instead of 2, which leads to that there's no flaps open, only the slats open, which should be not the case, of course. I would say let's go back and get the plane back into cold and dark state, and when we are finished with our training session, and tomorrow probably we're gonna do a normal A to B flight again. So, let's turn the power on. Yeah, we don't have passengers, normally. Lol. I said normally 0 passengers. All right. Alright guys. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's training flight here on the E319 to get a little bit better flaring and smooth landings on the E319, and also check out the new rudder pellets which I have to get also used a bit with that, even though I need some more practice with the rudder pellets now, with the physical rudder pellets. Yeah, like I said, next flight we're gonna do again a normal A to B flight as usual. Hope to see you in the next stream. Have a great day and bye bye.